And how are you? Becky Lander here with Modern Direct Seller. Happy Monday. I'm coming at you at a little bit of a different time today. We usually have our Make Money Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. But today, my family and I were traveling and we had a little bit of a Wi-Fi issue over at the hotel we were at. So I wanted to make sure that I got home and was all set up in my regular setup to hop on here live and share some simple tips for you to increase your sales volume. So as you are popping in, say hello. Let me know that you are here. We are doing the same thing that we did this time last week, where we are streaming this in a couple of different places. So let me know where you're joining us from. If you are over in our Modern Direct Seller Academy members group, if you are over on the business page, if you're on YouTube, let me know where you're at. And here's my question for you. Apparently, there's a football game happening right now. I might have missed the memo on that tonight when I rescheduled this. So let me know if there's a football game happening on the background at your house, or if that's not really your jam. I'm guessing if it's here, maybe you're not watching football. If you are catching the replay, comment replay. Let us know that you are catching up on this. I also want to make sure that this is shared in all the right places as well. So give me one quick second and let's see if this automatically went into our group. I don't think it did. So let me manually go ahead and share it real quick. I just want to make sure. Oh, nope, there it is. I see it. Perfect. It is here. All right, before I dive in and get started, for those of you that might be new around here, Becky Lander, I am the CEO and co-founder of Modern Direct Seller, and our passion is all around strategy, systems, and training to help you grow your direct sales business faster. I am so happy you're here with us, joining us this evening for the special evening edition of Make Money Monday. And I have a couple tips to share with you. And I'm also at the tail end going to share with you a little bit about our mini getaway over the last couple days, the hotel that we stayed at, and how it was featured in a book that I absolutely adore. So you can all save that till the end. I'm also going to share with you a little bit about what we have happening inside the Modern Direct Seller Academy for the rest of January. If you are looking for our January training schedule, simply text us. You can text me over at 619-760-2300, and you simply just need to text the word January. I'll put that in the description of the event here at the end as well, but you're more than welcome to text us and we'll send you back the schedule for the month so you can mark your calendar and not miss any of our live trainings that we have coming up. All right, so let's just go ahead and dive in. I want to make sure that I'm seeing this in all the right places. For some reason, I keep seeing last week's, but I think we're good. I think we're here. I'm going to look at your comments. Tell me if you're watching this inside the Academy. Oh, it's halftime, Kim. Oh my goodness. She messaged me this morning and she's like, there's a football game happening. And I said, well, maybe I'll catch it right at halftime. I'll get lucky. How amazing. Well, I am super excited that the timing worked out. So we're going to talk about how to increase our sales this month, this year. So here at the first of the year, I think many of us are thinking about our strategy for the year. We've set some goals. We have all kinds of good stuff happening in our business. And now we really need the action plan that's going to get us from where we are now to where we want to go. So one of my favorite training topics, I would say, is some concrete strategies to really understand how to increase your sales. So if you had a goal of hitting $20,000 in revenue last year, and your goal this year is maybe $30,000, we want to think about what we need to do to make up that extra $10,000 that we didn't have in our business this past year. So there's 3 ways to really grow your revenue, right? Let's talk about that. The first way is pretty obvious. We're going to bring in new customers, right? That's the number one, is that we bring in new customers and we have more people purchasing for us, and that increases our total sales volume. But that is not the only way to increase our sales volume. The second way to do it is to increase the average order size from our customers. So if your customers are normally shopping with you and last year they made an average $40 purchase, this year we're going to work on getting them to a $50 purchase. Now this requires a little bit of tracking, a little bit of math. Some back offices are much more sophisticated than others. Some of this might require a little bit of an Excel sheet, a little bit of calculations. You can even just eyeball a couple of months out of the year to see what that average order size was from your customers. And then you can set yourself a little bit of a goal to increase that order size. And we can get more in depth on how to increase the order size. But a lot of times that's by mentioning that there's an upsell or a cross-sell or a customer bonus. There's different things that you can do to increase what the average order looks like for your customers. But the third reason, which I really want to spend a little bit more time talking about tonight, is that we increase our customers' purchase frequency. So ultimately, that means our customers are purchasing more often. So if, for example, your customer purchases something from you every, let's say 4 months, let's say they make a purchase every 4 months, how do we get them to make a purchase every 3 months, or even better, every 2 months, or maybe even get to the point that they're making a monthly purchase with you? So let's talk about some strategies to get people purchasing more often, right? And this is 100% within your control as a direct seller, right? Of course, your company is probably going to kind of, do a little bit of customer service. Maybe there's some marketing emails going out, things like that they're doing on their side to help increase that repeat purchase over and over and over again. But really, as a direct seller, this is where you shine, right? This is where the magic happens. This is where you can show up and provide incredible customer service and really check in personally with that customer to increase how often they're purchasing with you. All right. And a lot of companies now have subscription boxes, or you are curating your own subscription box to increase that purchase frequency. So a couple of just quick tips right here. And we can do a lot of math around this. I don't want to get too complicated here. I kind of want to stick to the basics tonight. But those are essentially your 3 levers, right? You increase the number of customers you have, you increase the size of their average purchase, and then you increase how often they're purchasing with you. So those 3 things are levers that you can adjust in your business to increase your overall revenue to hit bigger sales goals. So you can kind of play around with what that looks like. And I again would kind of dig into the data. If you haven't done this before, how often is somebody purchasing with you? Do they make a purchase every 3 months? The thing that I find happening a lot is that somebody makes their initial purchase. They make one purchase with you and they're kind of one and done, right? And as a direct seller, that's where you have an opportunity to bring them back for purchase number 2. If they're not coming back for purchase number 2, that's on you. A little bit of truth talk there, right? So you want to make sure that you're following up, you're checking in, you're really nurturing that connection with that customer so they're making purchases more often with you. All right. So a couple of thoughts on how you can do that. Like, let's get real practical here on how we can increase how often people are purchasing with us. So the first one is personal follow-up. And you knew this one was coming, right? We've heard this a million times over, but the magic of personal follow-up. And this is not an automated text. This isn't a mass email. This isn't a post in a social group. This is really you reaching out directly. And I have a couple different touch points that I really like. One, thank you for your order, right? It happens at the very beginning. Thank you for your order. Then I also love to send a tracking number. Now, I know, this can be automated. Some companies are even sending texts with tracking numbers, but it's nice to say, hey, customer, I'm checking in on you. It looks like your order is arriving on Friday. When it arrives, can you let me know everything arrived as expected, right? Simple touch point right there. The next touch point after that might be a week or 2 later. Hey, did you get a chance to try out what you got, right? Have you used it yet? Here's some tips on how you can make the most value out of this purchase that you've made, right? So you're checking in, you're offering tips, you're really nurturing that connection. Then a lot of times we say we want to follow up 2 months later, right? 2 months later, maybe we're asking them to book a party, maybe we're asking them if they want to make another purchase. I would move that a little bit closer, right? If we're working really intentionally to increase the purchase frequency, let's move it up a little bit closer. A month out, say, hey, now that you have this, let me give you some personal recommendations on what else that you are going to want next. And you, as a direct seller that knows your company and knows your products inside and out, can really predict what the next product is that they might be purchasing in this product journey. So for them, it might be, okay, you got, let's see, let's make up a product here, right? You got this item for your kitchen, and now if you have this one to go along with it, you can really do all these other cool things, right? Or maybe you're in, let's stick with the food example. Maybe there's some food or something that they've purchased from you, a meal, and then they're gonna run out, right? So if you have a consumable product, you have the ultimate excuse to reach out and say, "Oh, did you use all of that?" Same thing with skincare. Oh, okay. So how long has it been since you bought that serum? Okay, the next thing that you need in the complete skincare line of products is this or that, right? So you know your products, you know what the next thing might be. Again, for those that have subscription boxes, we're actually going to do a really cool masterclass over in the Academy specifically on subscriptions and how to get more people into a subscription box if that's what your company offers, or an auto renewal, that kind of thing, to have a little bit more predictable income. But if you have a sub box, that's a great next purchase to make sure that they're getting something on the regular, right? So that personal conversation, so those first 2 months that you acquire a new customer, you really want to be connected to them. You want to link arms with them. You want to check in with them. You want to make sure they're using their product. They're maximizing the value out of that purchase they just made, so they're ready to make another purchase. Another great excuse for making that next purchase, if there is new products that are coming out from your company. And this time of year, here in January, a lot of companies are releasing new products. So this is a great time of year to be really intentional with a follow-up, with connecting with people, letting them know what the next thing is that they may want to add to their cart. And then really nurturing that relationship to see, when's the next time I can get them to make a purchase? Is it, if it's normally 3 months or 4 months, let's see if we can move it up a little bit. Even if we move it from 3 months to 2.5 months, if I did my math right, that's an extra purchase that this year that customer is making, right? So we want to track our numbers. We kind of want to keep an eye on it. But the reality here is it's so much easier to bring a customer back for that second, third, fourth, fifth purchase where they're accustomed to purchasing with you, rather than going out and finding new customers. I mean, yes, we need to find new customers. We need to build a sales pipeline. That's absolutely part of what we need to be doing. But it's a lot easier to retain a customer than go acquire a new one. Yet so often we kind of drop the ball in this area. So really think about what you can do to increase that purchase frequency, to make those purchases happen sooner. Of course, in addition to that personal follow-up that you're doing, all the other marketing efforts, whether that's posting on social, whether that's sending text messages to check in, sending emails to stay in front of them, all of those types of things are really going to help them remember who you are, what you're all about, why they love your products, and reminding them why they need to purchase, and create a little bit of urgency around that. Now, we don't want false urgency, right? We don't want to fake it. But at the same time, we also want to make sure that they know, hey, there's a sale happening and it ends on Friday. I don't want you to miss out on that special deal. Or we have products that are being discontinued and you can only get them through the next couple of weeks. Now's your chance to grab those items before they're gone. So whenever there's a chance to kind of build a little bit of urgency into the conversation, that's also going to speed up how often they're purchasing from you. All right, questions on that. I'm going to hop back over to the chat because I was chatting like crazy right there and I didn't even look up to go look at the comments. So let me know if there are questions, if there are thoughts on that, how you can make that work for your business. If you have a business that I didn't get into any examples, I'm more than happy to do that. So let's see here. Okay, I don't know if I can see all the comments popping through. Um, Make sure that if you're here, and make sure my comments are working. I'm gonna be looking. I see Holly on and Sherry. I saw Kim. Yes, yes. Evelyn and Gail, the dynamic duo from Jafra. Love it. All right. So as you're popping in, say hello, hello, hello. Let me know that you're here. Let me know if that made sense. Let me know if this feels actionable for you. So you kind of wrap your head around how we move up that frequency of purchase. And if this is an interesting topic for you, if you're loving it and you want to hear more about it, definitely drop me a comment. Maybe just say more. Just say more. And we can cover the other two strategies, right? So how we increase the purchase size as well as increasing the number of customers we have. We can do that in a future Make Money Monday as well. So let me know what you're feeling on it. All right. Okay. So now the fun part. Okay. I have to tell you a quick little story about our quick little mini vacation. Okay. So we went to Universal Studios for my daughter's 10th birthday, and we actually were supposed to be there today, but believe it or not, Southern California is getting like 2 inches of rain today, and that's a lot for us. We did not want to go in the rain. So we went yesterday, but we had booked a hotel to stay up there overnight. And I have read a book, actually have it back here on my shelf, The Power of Moments by Chip Heath and Dan Heath. And I read that book a while ago, and I was fascinated by the story shared in that book. It was all about this hotel in the Hollywood area that had something they called the Popsicle Hotline. Okay, so that's how it works, right? It was this story about dynamic customer service and how you really create these magical moments for people that have a lasting effect on them. And there's probably a lot of examples in your business that you can think of where somebody is just in awe. Maybe it's getting a personal thank you note in the mail, or maybe it's you sending them a birthday card or checking in on them after something happened in their family, right? There's lots of moments like that. But I love that this hotel, which by the way is not a fancy hotel, it's not a fancy hotel, has this by design. So what they have is what they call the Popsicle phone, Popsicle Hotline. So the hotel itself is structured kind of in, it reminded me of Melrose Place, actually. You guys remember that show where you kind of have like a courtyard and there's a pool in the middle, and then there's hotel rooms going all around the outside. And in the middle, there's the pool. So that's kind of the center, the place that everyone's hanging out, except when it's raining, but we did go in the pool today. And they have this red telephone, and you pick up the red telephone, and when they answer, they say, "What kind of popsicle would you like?" Okay, so we tried it out today, even in the rain, because I just said, like, we can't leave this place without experiencing the Popsicle Hotline. So here's a quick picture. You can kind of see. This is Cody. You can see that. There we go. With the Popsicle Hotline, and he's trying to do like a wow face that this is crazy. But he picked up the phone, and they answer, "What kind of popsicles would you like?" And he's like, cherry. So a lady walks out and she has a platter of popsicles, and you get to pick the one that you would like. So she carries it out to the pool and delivers it to you. Keep in mind, this is free, and nothing is free these days. These popsicles were free, well, included in our room fee, I'm sure. And it's a very simple thing. I'm sure the popsicle costs like 25 cents, right? But the magic of picking up a phone and somebody walking out with a platter of popsicles is pretty darn cool. Am I right? So anyway, we experienced the Popsicle Hotline. We got that. But this hotel was also really cool in the way that it came with like a drink credit, which was nice. You could just go to the front desk, and they had very reasonably priced adult drinks. So they had something for the grown-ups, but then for the kids, they had free snacks. They had a whole list. I mean, they were like Costco kind of things. And you could get a bag of Doritos. You could get, I don't even know what they got. They got M&Ms. They got all kinds of candy, right? And you just walk up and you ask for what you want, and they just hand it to you. So there was little things built in. There was also a soft serve ice cream machine that's open 24 hours a day. So you could get yourself a little bit of ice cream, cone of ice cream. So truly magical. But let me tell you, the rooms were nothing to talk about. In fact, you could tell it was an older building, right? But there was these magical pieces of what they've built into their business model, which I read about originally in this book, Power of Moments. But when I was there and experienced it, I was like, this is so fascinating, especially because it's not like this grand, fancy $1 million hotel, right? I think it's like a 3-star hotel, right? So it was really, really cool. And it makes me think a little bit more about business and how we can build those magical moments into everything we do. So if we can't do a popsicle phone, what can we do in our business to really stand out, to really wow our customers, to really, I mean, you can bet if you go ask my kids about their trip to, their trip to Universal Studios, they're going to say, yeah, it was really fun. We got to go on these rides. We saw some cool stunts. We got lots of snacks, and we stayed at this hotel that had free snacks, ice cream, and a popsicle hotline. Right? So it's those kinds of things that I think that we can think about. How do we adapt that in our business? How do we create that kind of magic for our customers so they want to come back and make those repeat purchases over and over and over and over again? So there you have it. There's a little bit of glimpse into our little getaway for over the weekend. Made it home in time for the rain to hit San Diego, of course. But it was a great weekend and just a really fun way to bring a book that I had read to life. And I just think it's such a great business lesson as well. So last thing I want to share with you as we are wrapping up, we have some super cool stuff happening over in the Academy this month, and I don't want you to miss it. So if you need our training calendar, message us. Again, the phone number is 619-760-2300, and you just need to message the word January, and we will share it with you. But we have our Make Money Monday lives happening normally every Monday morning at 9 o'clock Pacific, noon Eastern. So mark your calendar for that. And then check out all this other good stuff we have going on in the Academy this month. We have our group coaching happening a week from Tuesday. I am headed to Dallas. Shout out to all my friends over at Lemongrass Spa. I am coming to your leadership retreat and speaking. I can't wait to see you there. We have a meetup happening. It's going to be January 21st, a Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. If you want details on that and you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, message me. Same information, but we'll use the keyword Dallas, and we'll send you some information back on that. We have a collab and connect, more formal networking happening later this month on the 25th, which is going to be amazing. Susan Larimer facilitates that for us every couple months, and it's a ton of fun. So looking forward to all of that. And we also have a little bit of a finance challenge happening that's kicking off in about a week. And it's going to be all around getting our tax information, our finance information done and ready for tax season. So looking back on 2022, and then also creating a system to track things for 2023. So I'm working in partnership with Steve over at Direct Sidekick. We're going to have a little bit of a training on that, and we'll have a YouTube video coming out about that as well. But a great way for you to get organized this new year. And of course, we're going to have some prizes too. So that should always be fun. So there you have it. It is so great to see everyone this evening. If you're watching football, get back to the game. I'm sure halftime's over by now. And I look forward to seeing all of you back here next Monday for Make Money Monday at 9 o'clock Pacific, noon Eastern. We'll keep it back in the morning. All right. I hope everyone's having a great day.